Good morning, everybody. Today starts day 6 of our road trip. So tomorrow we'll be headed home to upstate South Carolina. But for today, we wake up in Natchez, Mississippi at the Grand Hotel right on the river. It's a beautiful place. The river view is amazing. We are planning on eating breakfast and then packing up and heading to Eufaula and stay the night there and then head home tomorrow. So thank you for joining us on our adventure. We're going to take one last walk along the Mississippi before we leave. There's a storm, looks like it's moving in, but it is a beautiful place. This is the place we stayed last night, right on the river and very reasonably priced. Sits way above the level of the river. I love this big, beautiful live oak tree growing right here on the bank. It overlooks Mississippi, and there is a huge bank on the other side of this that you can't see from here. So we're crossing back over the Mississippi back into Louisiana because Robert wanted to go see Giles Island. And so we're going to cross over there. Won't take long to ride up there and look at the island and then come back. So one more time over the Mississippi and then back over again. When we were checking out of the hotel, I did ask the lady about the history of the hotel. We knew it wasn't an old hotel. It was built in 2008, but she said that there used to be a cotton mill that sat there on the side of the river. So that was pretty interesting to know. There's also a lot of history around it. An old fort is right nearby. We did not have time to look at a lot of the historical things there in Natchez. We saw the big beautiful houses and things and walked the waterfront, but our trip is only, a week and we can't squeeze everything in. So I think it would be good to have a trip all on its own to Natchez and enjoy what all is there as well. But we're just doing a little bit of this and that as we go through. Also, one of our goals was to get to my ancestors' graves, which we've been able to do, so that was good. But if you were going to do our road trip that we're going to finish up with tomorrow, to really have time to do everything you want to do, you probably would want to spend 2 weeks, because you could have a complete day in one place to tour and enjoy the city before you move on. But it's been a great experience and we're not quite through yet. So we're going toward Giles Island, coming up on this large embankment. Looks like they have built to get back the waters of the Mississippi. Yes, and there's houses built up on stilts, very high stilts. You can kind of see through the trees here. So this road is right on the top of the embankment, as you can tell. Here we go. Those houses are built on this little thin strip of land, about as wide as the house is.
Fishing village.
Yeah, it's like a little fishing village. I'm guessing that's Giles Island. You think that's Giles Island? No? Alright, it's not Giles Island, but it's interesting. Very pretty. See up here, more water coming through. And I'm sure a lot of this is flooded because of all these rains that have been coming through. There's been flood warnings everywhere we've been.
That would have been it. Like,
Yeah, the road's flooded down there. Look right there, right there.
Take the next right toward Resort Road, then continue straight onto Resort Road.
Okay, that was Giles Island, which you can't even get to because it's flooded. We're headed back toward Vidalia and then back across the Mississippi. But that was really interesting to see that thin little strip of houses on that land and how the river has flooded and the road is covered over water.
Take the next left toward Resort Road, then continue straight onto Resort Road.
If we take the next left, we will end up in the water. So what we saw must have been a part of it, possibly, since that's where Google took us.
That was only a little fishing village.
That was a fishing
That wasn't
village.
the true Giles Island resort hunting destination, I guess you could say.
But it was interesting to see, and we got as far as we felt like we needed to go. We might not have even been allowed to go into the hunting part of it.
I just wanted to see the gate.
Yeah, he wanted to see the gate. Didn't quite make it that far. But it was definitely worth going back for, just to see the river and the fishing village that was there and the houses up on stilts and the flooding. So all that was really interesting to see. Mississippi again. The water looks muddy today, doesn't it? So we're on our way to Laurel, Mississippi. We're kind of retracing our steps back. It seems like that it's just a good way to go, and we go right through the town, and it's lunchtime. So we're just going to try and find a place to eat lunch there, since we enjoyed that town so much before. Back in Laurel. You take the spur that way. Yes.
In 600 feet at the traffic circle, continue straight to stay on Central Avenue.
We're looking for Pearl's Diner, which we heard was really good. So we're in downtown Laurel. Still that small town feel. Well, all we can say is Pearl sure can cook. Right, Daddy?
Yeah. Fried chicken.
Fried chicken, macaroni cheese like you wouldn't believe, buttermilk cornbread. I had a baked sweet potato.
Real sweet tea.
Real sweet tea. Southern and so good. So we're leaving Laurel, Mississippi now, and it's pouring down rain. But when we were there, we were shopping in the Scotsman's General Store and Warehouse. Wasn't that the full name? Scotsman's General Store and Warehouse. Wood Shop. Okay, the Scotsman's General Store and Wood Shop. And we met a man that was working in there who told us so much about the history of Laurel and about Ben and Aaron the Pier, and it was just a lot of interesting things, but hard to keep track of because it was so much. So one of the things that stood out was that in 1882, Laurel, Mississippi was founded as a lumber camp, and it was one of the world's largest shipping centers for yellow pine timber. And we've noticed, even just as we've been riding around through the state, that this part of it is just packed with trucks that are loaded down with timber. Yes, similar to McCormick, South Carolina, but lots of timber trucks. And we're glad we stopped back through and did a few different things, and now we're heading on toward Alabama. And we're about to go across into Alabama.
Welcome to Alabama.
And we are in Alabama. The rain has followed us here. Well, we're 3 hours from Eufaula, and it's still raining. Storming, actually. But we're just forging ahead. Well, it has done nothing but rain basically since we left Laurel. The whole state of Alabama. And we're just barreling on, but it is pouring down rain. Rain, rain. rain. So we're about an hour and a half away from Eufaula. It's been storming the entire way. So we come across the Loves and we ran in and got a sub. And we're just eating it on the way because it's let up for a minute or two. And hopefully we'll get some good driving done without the pouring down rain. And then we'll hopefully make it to Eufaula in about an hour and a half. So we're here at the Hampton Inn in Eufaula at last. It was a pretty long day of driving in the rain, but we did have that fun little stopover in Laurel, Mississippi, and had lunch there, and that was great. So we're thankful we made it here safe and sound, and tomorrow we're getting up and heading home and maybe making a few stops along the way in Georgia. So we're checking out of the Hampton Inn in Eufaula. And once again, it was a great stay here. And we're headed toward home today, but we got a few stops to make along the way. So of course, the first one is going to be where?
The Donut King.
The Donut King, to see if it's open this time since we missed it on Monday when they were closed. So thanks for joining us for today's adventure. Hey Google, the Donut King.
Got it. The Donut King, LLC. At the light, turn left onto West Washington Street. Then your destination will be on the right.
They're lined out the door. We will join. Well, some people park behind that. See, they're lined out the door. And the line is growing. They are open. And he's waiting.
Huh?
And he's waiting.
What's up?
Did you get them?
Yeah, we got
Yep, we got them. They didn't run out. So this is what the fuss is all about, and they're all homemade. And once they are sold out, they close. So that's why we're glad that they still had them while we were here. And we got 12 donut holes, and this was a specialty box. They just kind of mixed. They were already out of the field ones.
$18.98.
Yeah, $18.98 for this mixed box plus 12 donut holes. So that's what we got, and we'll eat.
It's for the kids.
It's for the kids, that's right. We'll eat a little, and then we'll take the rest home. But we're glad we got that accomplished today. And now we're setting off for, where are we going next? I think we're going to go toward,
Asking me.
yes, what, Waverly Hall, Georgia?
That's what you say.
Okay, I think we're going to head that direction. And one reason this place stays so busy is this is the main route for beach traffic, or one of the main routes through Eufaula for beach traffic. We first found this when we were coming back from Panama City. So that's one reason it gets a lot of business.
The next big town is Dothan.
Yes, next big town is Dothan, Alabama. We are here to get the car washed because going through all this rain and storms has our car looking like a mess. So we're going to rinse off right quick before we head any further. So I looked up some history about Eufaula while we were riding through looking at all those beautiful houses in the town. And it dates back to 1733 when the Creek tribes of the Muskogee Nation occupied this area. And the Eufaulas was one of those tribes that lived here. Eufaula is thought to mean high bluff. And in 1733 through the 1820s, the Creek tribes lived in this area. And then in 1823, the white settlement and Irwin was called Irwintine that started up here. And then in 1832, the Creek ceded their land rights over. And in the 1800s, this was known as a town that was a river port for cotton distribution. And later on in the 1900s, it became an agricultural center for the textile industry, the cotton mills. And today, it's known for Lake Eufaula and is also known as the bass capital of the world. It is a nice, sunny, beautiful day. Heading back across Alabama toward Georgia and then on toward home in upstate South Carolina. So this is a nice change from the rainy, stormy weather that we've been through this week. Okay, we just crossed the Georgia line.
Welcome to Georgia.
Chattahoochee River right there. Old Mills, we're in Columbus. So we stopped at a farmer's market when we saw on the side of the road, right beside Midland Church, I believe it is, on the other side of Columbus. And we got a cantaloupe, some peaches, and some bread and butter pickles. So we are in Waverly Hall, Georgia on our way back home, and we made a little pit stop by Old Bird Farm. If you are fans of Robert from Adventures into History, this was his grandmother's home place, and he often does videos from the inside of this home or from the outside, and so we wanted to make a little stop by here to see it and just say, hey Robert, and thank you for inspiring me to research history and document it. So we stopped and ate lunch in Forsyth, Georgia, which is a hopping little town, and it's so cute. I think it has kind of a dark past in that it's kind of mixed up with some racial tension in the past, but it's overcome that, and it's a town that looks like it appreciates history, has some beautiful old houses here. We ate at the Grits Cafe. I had a bacon, lettuce, and fried green tomato sandwich with a Caesar salad, and Robert had a shrimp Caesar salad, and the food was delicious. So we're glad we stopped here. Well, it's day 7 of our road trip, and it's also the end of our road trip. And we've had a wonderful week of traveling 6 states. So we went from South Carolina to Georgia,
Alabama, Mississippi, Louisiana, Texas.
And then back. And we didn't really have any plans when we set out, except we wanted to go west, more than likely. We didn't make any reservations along the way. We just found a place to stay each evening, and we kind of made an idea of where we wanted to go the following day. And we just ended up in some really great places, ate wonderful food, saw some historical sites, got to see some places that were significant to me and my family history. So we just thank you for following along with us and enjoying our journey as well. So thanks again, and if you enjoyed these videos, go on to Faded and Forgotten History, like, subscribe, and share. Thanks everybody.